Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
Q Time is our classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. Number 15?
Never not working.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Head & Shoulders scalp shield, never not working.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes, even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. Number 15?
Never not working.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Head & Shoulders scalp shield, never not working.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody.
Sorry. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes, even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. Number 15?
Never not working!
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Head & Shoulders scalp shield, never not working.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin.
Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody.
Sorry. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. Pick something we all like.
Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? Today is the 6th of October, 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all know I'm still a little dazed. Anyway, welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. I'm your host, DVP. Look like everybody done left me to myself. Everybody doing a little something different. They out there making big bucks, and I'm stuck in a room with y'all. So y'all gotta entertain me. Y'all know how this works. All right. How y'all been? Any birthdays, celebrations, anything I need to know about, anything special going on? I ain't gonna say nothing about the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Atlanta Falcons, since I got some people here who, you know, that I admire and respect, and I don't want them to give me the gas face during the show. So I ain't gonna say nothing about the Steelers or the Pigeons. I'm just gonna idea. I'm just gonna keep on rolling, so I don't get, you know, mysteriously disconnected like Facebook or shit like that. All right. So what I want to say is, first, you know, hey, how y'all doing? It's been raining the last few days, which is, I don't know, good thing, bad thing, depending on what you're doing. You know, I'm raising my little chicks, so the rain is a little hindrance because I need to get my chicks out the house and into the yard, but they ain't big enough to get wet like this shit. So, you know, for all y'all who knew me from the past, I know that whole chicken thing is like, wow, he raising chicks for real. Yeah, I got chicks for real. What's going on, Xavier Seals? Welcome to the show. So we're gonna jump on in here. My man AB over there doing his thing, keeping comic relief, and this is how good this brother is. I don't even tell him what the subject is sometimes. He come up with the right photos or the right graphs and the right graphics. That right there, that's the mark of a professional. Anybody can do some things when you got time to prepare carefully. And I just want to give this brother his credit, because I don't normally give him an advance notice on what I'm gonna talk about. So he's just keeping up with me on the fly. So, you know, AB, I appreciate you, bro. If I don't never say it, I want to say it in front of everybody. I appreciate you. You doing your thing. You making me look like I'm a superstar. So,
hey man, I do what I can.
So I just want y'all to know, CBS, HBO, whenever y'all call me, I'm bringing my team with me. I'm just saying, I'm bringing my team with me. But anyway, it's been a pretty good week, all things considered. I got a couple of topics that we're gonna touch on, and you know, if y'all got something y'all want to talk about, we're gonna do that too. We're gonna do a little freestyle today. Wanda ain't here yet, but it's her birthday. I know a few people done celebrated birthdays. I want to say thank all y'all who tuned into the last show when we talked about life insurance, because I know some of y'all been reaching out. Y'all still been shooting me questions. I'm trying to get y'all to do the right thing and get to the people who know. I don't have somebody that I prefer. Luckily for me, my life insurance, I took care of my life insurance needs a while ago. So between my jobs and a couple of the banks I deal with, I got life insurance. Just call them and fill them out. It's kind of like anything else. Anybody who don't want competition, you shouldn't do business with them. But while my nephew is here, hey, if you need to take some family photos, because I know we ain't gonna be able to get out for Christmas, you know, if you want to take some family photos and send them out to your people that you ain't seen in a while, reach out to my nephew Farad Thomas. And it's Farad Photography. I'll put up the link if I can, or I don't know. See if I talk too slow, that damn AB he'll be done found it and put it in there. And it's PHAROH. I think that's how you spell it. But Rod, what's your link for your photography page, bro? Oh, there it is. For Rod Thomas Photography. It used to be at Pharaoh though. Oh, that you still do spell it with a PH. All right, so that's the link if y'all trying to get some photos done. But man, he's a beast with it, a pure beast. Now I will tell you this: I don't recommend people I don't do business with, and if they do you wrong, holler at me, let me know. What's up, Yolanda? Yolanda, you know you're supposed to be on Random Thought page. What's up, John Elmo? What's up, Panther? Panther Pride is always in the house and doing what they do. All right, so what I want to start with is I'm gonna go ahead and knock the social media thing out of the way. It's amazing how attached some of us have become to social media, that we can't function when it's down. Do y'all like who y'all hang around? Do y'all like who y'all live with, who you associate with? I seen people really spazzing and making phone calls when social media went down. Y'all ain't got no friends or read a book or watch a good movie or something? What's up with that? When it went down for me, I actually thought it was an internet connection, so I ain't even worried about it. I just went on about my business. But, you know, some of y'all don't want to use Messenger because you don't want somebody in your messages like you doing something like you know, you the mafia or something. What's up with all that? Y'all act like y'all doing something special. Ain't nobody watching y'all. You ain't that important. But it went down and some people went crazy, and I had to, you know, I just started revisiting things, and I realized some of y'all really do live y'all life through social media and likes. I don't even get that. I mean, you pretty much put everything you do on social media. I've had to unfollow people or mute them for 30 days, 60 days, whatever, because I don't want to block nobody. Because I want y'all to see I'm over here doing big shit. So even if I don't like you, I ain't gonna block you. I want you to be able to peep in with the side eye and see, damn, that dude's still going. He's still going with his little show. Hey, I'm still going. And I don't want y'all to miss none of this. And I'm still gonna promote my people. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. I don't do this by myself. I don't do the show by myself. Y'all the reason I ain't stopped doing it yet, because every time I say I'm gonna stop, y'all do something to make me realize that I ain't part of that philosophy that if only one person get it. If only one person get it, I'm going to bed. But luckily, more than that get it. So I don't mind staying around and doing my thing. What's up, Shawana? Come on over to the right page. You know you're supposed to be on Random Thoughts. Sharana's up in the DMV. She's a chef extraordinaire. So, you know, let her know if y'all want to do something. Come on over to Random Thoughts and post your link. All right, so when social media went down, and it went down for 5-6 hours, y'all was just like stuck.
Stuck on Twitter.
Oh, Twitter was still up, and I bet that's all Twitter was talking about. That something was wrong with Facebook, wasn't it? And that's crazy. I mean, most of y'all ain't old enough to remember the good old days. That, you know, when you stayed in the hood and the power went out, you learned to do something else because you couldn't watch TV, or when it rained and you couldn't go outside. I can say this. What's up, Danny Mac? See, this whole power thing and thunderstorms and rain, that's how I learned to play jacks, because I was stuck in the house with my aunts when the power went out and it was raining. So we went on the porch and they playing jacks, and I wanted to do something. When then, you know, you can't play football in the rain by yourself, can't play baseball. So I learned how to play jacks. Hey, don't judge me. Jacks was the game back in the day. It tested your hand-eye coordination and made me a better football player. Being able to catch that ball and catch them jacks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then don't worry about it. You too old for that. But seriously, we kind of need to get past needing the internet for needing social media for everything. You know, some of y'all could have just picked up a phone and called a friend and chat up a conversation. I had made a post before. You know, stop waiting till people die or until they sick to want to tell them how you feel. Yesterday was a good day, or not yesterday, whenever day it went down, it was a good day to make a phone call. And I know y'all don't like phone calls because y'all so used to this right now thing, but shoot them a text. It's okay to shoot a friend a text. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a random texter. You know, people know that every 3, 4, anywhere from 3 to 8 months, you're gonna get a random text from me just checking on you. What's up, Kim Burnett? But that's what I do. Even if I don't ever talk to you, hey, just know I'm thinking about you. Want to make sure everything good. I don't want nothing. I ain't trying to hook up. I'm just checking on you. Cause I'm an older guy, but sometimes it ain't nothing like hearing a voice from the past or seeing that text from somebody that you ain't talked to in a minute that just make your day better. Try it sometime. Just shoot a little text. Hey, what's up? Fam good or whatever. Sometimes when I'm going through my photo albums and I see a real old school picture or something, I take a picture and I send it to who it is. A couple of my high school friends, I was just going through and found some pictures we took back in '83. So I'm just taking a picture and sending it to them. They're like, damn, where you find it? I'm like, man, this is an old scrapbook. Just do something personal that you can't let everybody know and get a heart or a thumbs up or the little hugging emoji. Let's just do better. We finding out all the ills of social media. And it's crazy because I guess if you like me and you lead a boring life, you don't see some of this stuff that everybody's talking about. I mean, I see some of the after effects, but I ain't never got no QAnon links or Antifa. Hell, I ain't got no BLM links. And, one of my friends was telling me about the algorithm stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's how it works. So I guess I'm just leading a boring life because I don't get none of them. I keep getting crazy ads for chainsaws and chickens and shit. So I guess I'm going to have to change my mental algorithm so I can see some of this stuff they're talking about. But I know it's true because I've heard people talking about it. What's up, Judge Glanville? How are you? Say it again. Say it again. What you say, B?
It's very true.
And
usually whenever you're looking for something, there's been times where I was looking for just kind of just goofing off, thinking about trading my car in or something like that, right? And you may get to looking at a couple of things, and then you'll go over to Instagram or Facebook, and you'll run into an ad from like Car Gurus or Auto Nation or any of those other websites. So they go off of your search history.
I thought that was just the phone doing. I didn't know that was Facebook. So yeah, but it's come on. Let's step out and branch out and do something. Make a phone call, watch TV, catch up on the show or something. I mean, it's a lot of stuff to do, and it came to mind when I'm looking at. And I saw somebody was talking about when you see some women, and I ain't picking on y'all ladies, but you see a lot of women will only put filtered pictures up because, and listen to what I said, they only put filtered pictures up. I ain't say they like filtered pictures. They only put filtered pictures up because they've been shamed and they want to look a certain way. Now, don't get me wrong. I like some of y'all with the filters, but if all you put up is filtered pictures, for me personally, there's nothing worse than run across somebody who I know on Facebook and I see them and them and they picture don't look nothing alike. That's kind of spooky to me. And I know it ain't me because people walk up to me and they call me by name because they'll be like, man, you look just like you do. I'm like, who else should I look like in real life? I mean, I dyed my beard. I'm gonna post a picture when I tried the black beard one time. I just wanted to see how it looked. I ain't like it. And my daughter didn't even know who I was. She just walked right by me and when it got her mama, she's like, it's some guy in the room. I was like, damn, for real? Just cause my beard black? But let's stop being so dependent on social media and parents, because most of y'all of age, it's a good time to talk to your kids. I know sometimes y'all ain't got shit to talk about because y'all don't know nothing about each other. But make small talk with them. See what's going on in their world. We just had another school shooting up in Texas. We just had another school shooting up in Texas. Now, and I talked about school shootings before. And this is what I will tell you from my experience as a cop. When you approach parents about stuff their kids do, the first thing they always say is not my child. And don't get it twisted. I understand the disbelief, but it goes back to how well some of us think we actually know our children, and we don't. We know what we want to know. And it's like I told y'all, I have no doubts that my children curse. They just don't curse in front of me, but I would never sit here and fool myself into thinking that they don't curse. That's just pure stupidity. I think they respect and fear me enough not to curse in front of me. So if somebody say, oh, I heard your child cursing, I'll be like, were they cursing at you? Or did you just overhear the conversation? If you just overheard the conversation, I ain't got nothing to say to them because kids gonna do what they gonna do. Now, if they were cursing at you, that's a whole issue. If you're a true adult, not just somebody who over 18. But when you hit parents with this stuff, oh, not my little Billy, he would never do this. Well, little Billy done shot 7, 8 people. So I don't know what little Billy that you thought you knew, but clearly you're not in touch with your son. And remember when I did and I ain't gonna go there now, so y'all ain't gotta be scared. Remember when I did the sex show? And I asked, again, ladies, I'm not picking on y'all, but ladies, do you have a talk with your daughters about sex? And you know, when I ran the numbers, most women have said they didn't learn to enjoy sex until they was in their late 20s, early 30s. So the first 10 years of their sex life, we're going to say somewhere between 16 and 27, 28, they were just play toys for boys. Nobody told them about orgasm. Nobody told them about toys. Nobody told them about this. But all these women talking about how close, oh, me and my daughter, we like best friends. We besties. But you won't have a talk with them about vibrators. You won't have a talk with them about dildos. So you just let them go out into this world being a sex toy for another dude. So why won't you have that conversation y'all so close? Because most men don't have a problem talking to their boys about sex. So we got to start looking at the perception, what we think and what's real. Because if you can't have a heart-to-heart about anything, and I do mean anything, especially when they hit the late teen years, once they pass 14, you got to remember, if they asking you, chance are they asking somebody else. They depending on you. If they can come to you with that kind of love and hope that you're going to tell them the right thing, they hoping that you're going to give them some good information. And you got to do that. Because if you don't, they're going to go get the information from the street. And this is one of the things, this is how social media has overtaken our lives, because some kids, they looking more for validation from total strangers than from a parent. And I ain't did the research, and I should have had Dr. Dale, but I didn't know this was going to do. We got to look at their mindset, but you got to talk to them. You got to talk to them. You got to have uncomfortable conversations, put your poker face on, because they're going to say some shit that's going to rock you. But you got to sit there and just take it all in stride, let them speak freely. If they have to say a curse word every now and then to get their point across, let some of them slide. But don't be so rigid that you want to be that, because you want to be a friend to them. They just don't need to be your friend. But you want them to be able to come and ask you questions. And that's a good thing, Cinnamon. But you got to have talks on them. You can't wait till they're 18 to start having this talk. You can't wait till they're pregnant to start having this talk. You can't wait till they got an STD to start having this talk. You got to have these talks early. You got to have these talks. Actually, I would say have them before you think they're ready, so that they know that it's okay to come talk to you about it, so that you can have open and honest communication with your children, and they feel like it's okay to ask mom or dad anything, because they're going to give me the best advice they can. And if you can't, don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. Sometimes, and I learned this from one of my sons, sometimes the best information they can get is from you, but it comes better from somebody else, because they think you're telling them certain things because you're the parent, not because you're being honest. You know, one of the things that my son used to do, and he used to agitate me, he would call me, he like, Dad, you gave me some good information. I ain't really get it till somebody else repeated it. And I'm like, yeah, my dad told me that like 5-6 years ago. But he was resistant because he thought I had an ulterior motive. I'm just trying to put him ahead of the game, because some of y'all like me. Some of y'all got a pass. Some of y'all got way too many experiences for your years. And you just try to share a little nugget here, a little nugget there. But sometimes your kids don't receive it well from you. They receive it well from another person. So, just take that in mind, but don't stop giving out the information. And don't let social media run them, because I'm seeing this a lot with young girls. 15, 16, 17, 18, everything they do is a filtered picture. Why? Because somebody done shamed them about the way they look. So they want to have the flawless skin. They want to have the bright, sparkly eyes, because they think that this is the perfect woman. Where did they get that mentality from, where it's not okay to be them? Where did they get that mentality from, that they gotta be somebody else to be approved of? You gotta ask yourself, is that something that you're doing? Now, don't try to strong arm
just me, but lightening the skin is starting to become a thing on often on the filters too.
See, and I guess it depends on who you watch, because on mine it's the darkening. Everybody trying to smooth their skin out. So, but when I see that, to me, it's a, I ain't gonna say it's a red flag, but it's a yellow flag. It's like, where are you with this? I mean, I look at AB and his beard, we could stand a little edging up, but if AB showed up with that kiwi shoe polish, see, I'm a side of that brother. Cause I don't understand it. I ain't gonna knock nobody. Do whatever you do that's gonna boost your confidence. But when you gotta start coloring your beard and you putting a rule on your face and running that straight line, see, that don't even look natural. Hey, but who you with might like that. I ain't knocking it, but what's up with all the fakeness? Are you that insecure with yourself or within yourself that you want to keep portraying something else? Now, remember I used to always wear bow ties and stuff, and I still got the bow ties, but sometimes I wear them, sometimes I don't. It's a mindset. But if you know me, bow ties and boots is just who I am. I mean, today is probably one of the few days I don't have a watch on or my bracelets because I normally wear them. But as AB would tell you, we didn't know what the show topic was gonna be. But I don't do it. I don't think I ever used a filter. I ain't used nothing to make my beard whiter. To make it, when you see a picture of me with a black beard, it's either an old picture, or I actually just put some stuff in there because I was trying and I just took a picture because I wanted to compare the two. But I don't need that. I don't need that kind of approval. And I ain't saying that everybody who does it does. Sometimes we just like to do something different. I cut off my sideburns and stuff. I just want to see what it looked like. It didn't matter what y'all thought. It mattered what I thought. It mattered what Trina thought. But when we dealing with the younger people who are extremely influential and they get bullied, whether it's cyberbullying or whatever, we gotta do a better job of checking in on them to see what's going on. Because you got to look at a lot of these shooters, a lot of these school shooters have been bullied. And it sucks. It sucks. This whole 21st century thing, there's a good thing and a bad thing about it. Iron, you just turned 40, right?
Yes, sir.
So Iron probably was the last of, when we went to school, we joned each other. We talked about it. If you was fat, you knew you was fat. You can't say these words now. And it's kind of crazy that you have to be so politically correct all the time, or you're going to offend somebody. That's pure effery. One of my friends was like, yeah, I was at McDonald's the other day and a transgender was waiting on us. I don't judge people. I'm cool. Whatever they do, they do. And we doing the thing. And she was saying her daughter looked up and she said, "Why does that man look like that? What are you supposed to tell your child? Because we teach them to be honest. What are you supposed to tell your child when they ask you why that man look like that? You're supposed to tell your child, what you gonna do? Tell your child to shut up? Tell them to be quiet? Tell them don't say nothing? How do you address them situations? And these are really important.
I'm in a very PC environment right now, so I'm just going to type my experience in the comments.
Okay. Yeah, but and these are the things that it's kind of crazy how we deal with them now, because children are notoriously honest, especially when they under 10. So you got a man who identifies as a woman, but your child knows the difference between boys and girls. He knows that this woman is a man. And when they say something, what do? It's a teaching moment, but you're trying to get them to live in an alternate reality. So these are just the little things that, when I made a post about midgets, because I ain't supposed to say midget. But when I grew up, that's what we called them. Now you're supposed to call them little people. And for me, little people is somebody who's under 5 feet tall. But you're supposed to call them this. You can't say this. You can't say that. You can't say this. Well, when is honesty truly the call of the day? Okay, I'm going to read here since he can't talk. And I ain't even gonna say his name. I have a witness by my place and listen. It's like 4 to 5 men who identify as women. There's a lot of mechanic knuckles and beards and colored weave on short afros and fades. And it's crazy because his kids are probably old enough to understand that, to say nothing. But what do you do with a child, like I said, who's under 10? Especially if they're under 6 or 7, this is all they know is their honesty. What we taught them. We've taught them boys and girls, this is a boy, this is a girl. We teach them, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. So when they see this transgender, who is in the midst of confusion, and they see them and they say, sir, or they ask you, why you doing this or doing that. Now you got to sit back and unteach everything that you taught, and you teaching your kids to lie. We're teaching them to lie, to be politically correct, but then we tell them how they should be honest all the time. That's a conflict. How can you be honest and lie at the same time? And it's kind of like with, and I use Christmas, it's kind of like with the Christmas gift. If you get a gift that you don't like, we still tell them to say thank you and all this other stuff, as opposed to being honest and saying, I don't like that gift grandma gave me. Where's the fine line between them where we can speak honestly and clearly, as well as be factually correct and not have to keep going through censorship? It's a super fine line. And one of the craziest things I've noticed, and this transcends just the age group. I was if it weren't for this show, I could truly live without Facebook, which is why I just do it from time to time. But I joined in on I actually joined in on 2 posts, and it's crazy. One post defines masculinity by the amount of for a man by the amount of children he has, which I thought is pure stupidity. The one that bothered me the most, though, was there's a woman who is saying a woman is not a real woman unless she's married and has children.
Oh, but what about the one where people say that I guess you're not I don't know how to explain it. Either you're not a real woman or you're not a real mother if you've had like a C-section. I thought that was ridiculous too.
Right. And it's crazy how these are all the people who are doing all kind of slick shaming. But one, what does parenthood have to do with masculinity or femininity? Nothing. And having a baby means nothing, because nature-wise and scientifically, most girls have had a period by 13. Once they have their first period, that means they're producing eggs. That means they're able to be parents. That doesn't make them a woman because they can have a baby. Boys, the sperm is active early. That doesn't make them whatever. A man is a man is a man. Biology says what it says. I don't care what I think about AB. There's no way I can say he's not a real man. Whether he does other things, if he beat women, he ain't a real man. He's still a real man. He's just not a real man by your standard. But real men and real women are defined purely by their biological being. Nothing else. All this other stuff is crazy. But to try to shame women into saying that they're less than because they're not married and they don't have a husband. And my counter was, so she don't get credit for knowing that she ain't ready to have a baby or be married. That's more mature, not to just do it just to do it, to try to make another group happy. Because back in the day, before my time, way before Iron's time, women were jumping and getting married because they had to. They weren't all happy, but that was part of being an adult. It wasn't. It was part of a social mindset slavery mentality. That this is how you become a man. This is how you become a woman. We had a guy he wasn't on the show, but he was in the comment section talking about, the more children you have, the more masculine you are. No, the more children you have, the more reckless you are. I
remember that.
That's stupidity. That is pure stupidity. So just because I'm out here slinging unprotected, see, that's reckless behavior. That's reckless behavior. And when we start talking about women who can't have kids for whatever reason, are you saying that they can't be full women because now they can't have kids? See, that's a dumb mentality. That's just dumb. And why do they have to be married? She started talking about what the African culture does. In Africa, if you was in Africa, you'd understand it. And I was like, you mean the same Africa where they cut the woman's clit off so that she can't enjoy sex? So make that make sense.
Bind their feet.
Yeah, make that make sense. You can't sit there and try to take out all the good parts and forget the other little things. all the other little things that make them up. I ain't knocking Africans. I got a couple of African friends, but most women, most American women don't like African men because of their possessive nature, because they treat their women like slaves. So, if that's what you want to do, fine, but don't try to knock other people. See, I'm going to use my man AB because we cool like that. Let's just say DVP like slim women, AB like thick women. So AB want to start talking about, oh man, yeah, you like them little skinny women. Don't no dog want bones. See, because he like thick women, why you got to try to shame what I like? Just say what you like and stick with it, and because I always hate that post about, oh, don't nobody want bones. Well, shit, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, but don't try to shame other people. And the slick shaming process is kind of what gets me, because people they try to act like they don't know what they're doing. But like what you like. But there's no need to try to denigrate what I like, because it ain't what you like. We're all different for a reason. Hell, maybe like the Steelers. I like the Bucks and the Patriots, So what does that mean? Oh, he don't know nothing about football because he like the Steelers, or I don't know nothing about football because of this.
Just means, first of all, that you're not loyal, but go ahead.
True that. Hey, you know what? Because if I'm in a relationship and it's going bad, guess what I do? I leave. So why would I be more loyal to a football team than I am a person? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. And and I joke with people about that because I get it. How and I made a post before. It's crazy how some dudes are more loyal to a football team than they are their baby mama. Why is that? Oh, you ain't leaving your football team. I ain't picking on AB on this. I'm just saying he gonna be a Steeler fan forever. But your baby mama, you'll drop her at the first sign of trouble. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me.
Oh,
what's it, bro?
Win a title. I don't know what else to tell you. Win a title.
We got titles. Y'all ain't got one in a while.
Hey, we had a black president when we did.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. But everybody does what's good for them, but you don't have to shame other people because you don't do it. Right, Danny Mac said that's reality. A man won't cheat on his barber, but he'll cheat on his girl. And it's like how you gonna make one be more of a priority than the other one? We all got different priorities.
Maybe she should perfect her lineup game. I don't know.
Did you hear him? Dan? He said you gotta learn how to get your edges better, and then he gonna stay true. But I like arguing with guys about football because most of the time we understand what it is. It ain't nothing overly sensitive. But when I see people body shame or try to define real man, real woman based on what they like, I like what I like. But that ain't got nothing to do with what nobody else like. I ain't gonna shame nobody else. I like small women, but I'm a small guy. I was just talking to one of my friends. He's 6'3", 240. His version of small is 200 pounds. I'm 5'11", 180. See, his version of small to me is a big girl, but he's bigger than me. So, for us to sit there and try to regulate, oh man, that's fat. Well, if you 240, a 200-pound girl ain't fat. But when you 160, 170, a 200-pound girl is, she thickalicious. But I ain't gonna knock that. That just ain't what I want. But I ain't finna knock nobody else for liking it.
See, you about to get yourself in big trouble already. You talking about a woman big? Is she 200 pounds? What if she 5'11" and she's 200 pounds? See what you about to start?
Right, but see, that's the thing. You got to
trying to let you out of this.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to start throwing in other factors. Is she tall? And the guy, and it's funny because that's what the guy, he's like, yeah, my friend talking about he like slim, thick girls, and he brought this girl to my house because at first he was talking about she was 200 pounds. And like I say, if she's 6 feet tall, that may be the norm. But what happens if she's 210 pounds and she 5'2" and a quarter? That is not thick, Shawty. That is not thick. But you got to be politically correct. You got to be politically correct. And everybody got to do what they got to do. But we can do it without the shaming. I said, I ain't got no issue with no woman in whatever size she got. I know what my preference is. But because I got a lot of my friends that play football. One of my friends is 6'6", 350. A small woman to him is, again, 250, 260. It's not happening with me. I don't care how tall she is, Aaron. I don't care. I am still only 5'11", 183 and 1/4 pounds. That's it. I can appreciate, Layla Ali to me is she's a medium-sized woman. I don't consider her thick, but I realize that a lot of that is just muscle mass and she got height on her. But again, if you 5'1", 5'2", and you 200 pounds, but somebody likes that, and it ain't for me to say what it is. If that's what he likes, that's what he likes.
Big bone. A little big boned.
Yeah, and that's the word, big boned it, not just big bone. They big boned did. What's up, play? Look, hey man, go do the football game. Go on over there. Don't be trying to do double duty. But it's crazy. It's crazy how we try to shame women, and I see this a lot with women. Now I see guys trying to do mind control. Because a guy will tell you, and even some women are starting to co-sign this about women can't have sex with multiple people because yada 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 yada, but it's okay for a man to do it. And I hear what you're saying. Your standard may say that, but that's not reality. Because for those of us men, real men, who have started to partake in carnal activity, we know what we've done. We've had sex with women who, and here's the double standard. We'll have sex with women who we know having sex with other people, but it don't matter because she ain't our girl. But we know it exists, and we'll try to label that girl. We'll label her, but we sleeping with her. So what does that say about us? Because we know it happens. We just don't think our girl will ever do that because we want to brainwash her into feeling like, hey, no matter how bad it gets, you can't cheat. You got to stick with it through thick and thin. But I'm a man, so understand, as a man, I can't be with one woman. So you know how they work. And that whole mindset is kind of crazy. But that's what we like to do to impose our will on people. We don't encourage. Well, we do encourage. It's a lie. We encourage everybody to be themselves. I want you to be yourself unless it offends me. Then I don't want you to be you no more. I want you to be this mindless drone and just follow me mindless to whatever I say. And that's the crazy part. You ready or you finna walk off, baby? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break so we can get these sponsors in here and get paid. But I guarantee you, for real, I will be back in just a sec.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes, even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. Number 15?
Never not working.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Head & Shoulders scalp shield, never not working.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
All right, and I told y'all we was coming back, and here we are. All right, so like I said, we gotta stop doing the subliminal brainwashing just to win our way. Everybody ain't the same. We're all different. We all like different things, and you kind of got to remove yourself when you see these people start doing this brainwashing stuff, because it's real, and it's crazy. It's crazy how we do it, and people try to act like these things are factual. Oh, a real man don't do this, a real man don't do that. Who defines this real man? Is this the same people who giving out invites to the picnic? Is this the same group of people who define what black is, what white is, what this is, what that is? Why? Where'd you get that power from? Who made you? Who made you into the person? Who made you into the president, or the person that's picking the committees? This is where we got to stop doing crazy stuff and live for yourself. We're gonna make bad decisions. We're gonna make good decisions. You learn more from bad decisions. You're happy with good decisions, but it's okay to make them. But you can't sit there and keep trying to shame people who don't believe in what you believe in. If it's that much of a hardship, just disassociate yourselves with them. You know, as I was talking, to my friend earlier today, I'm a different guy than I was when I was younger and a little bit wild and didn't care. I got something to lose now. I got a phone call. From somebody who I genuinely cared about. And before he called me, I got another phone call and said, "Hey man, get ready. It's some shit finna go down." I'm like, okay. So then I got a phone call from this person who was near and dear to me. And, it's finna be a fight. Maybe guns, maybe not, who knows? And he was like, "Yo, you coming? Hold on, I just got a couple of quick questions now. What y'all beefing about?" "Oh man, this MF disrespected me, and we gonna straighten this." So I'm like, dude, you just got out of prison. Your son is 7 years old. You missed the first 7 years of his life. You gonna go back to prison because somebody said something? "Man, I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect me. I thought you was down like that." Bro, back when I was young and foolish and didn't have nothing, I might have been down like that. But as a grown man with a career, retirement checks coming in, I'm not finna do dumb shit. And but so now I'm a sellout because I don't want to go to jail. I'm gonna take that title. I'm not going to jail for something somebody said to me. I'm not going to jail because somebody looked at me funny. I'm not going to jail because somebody stepped on my shoes. All those to me are signs of immaturity. But hey, see, at one point I was that immature guy, but I also didn't have nothing to lose. When you got stuff, you make different decisions. See, I bet I can tell you that at some point, I don't know if it was the first child or the first birthday, but at some point, having children impacted Iron's decisions, because he had to realize, hey, this ain't about me no more. I got some other people I got to take care of. I can't do the same foolish things I used to think about doing, because I want them to look up to me. So I can't just do stupid stuff. And when you're young, you don't think some of the stuff you're doing is stupid, but you don't swing just because somebody's talking about doing stuff.
I don't know. I feel like by about 23, you pretty much know that you're doing some dumb shit. You just kind of
right. But when you got kids,
bury your head in the sand. Oh, you have kids.
When you got kids, they accelerate your learning curve, because you may still want to do this, you may still want to do that. Because when you start having kids, especially when you have a girl psychologically, they slow your hoism down. They slow it down, because now you start thinking about stuff. You ain't changed who you are, but you don't want to be around as many women as you was before you had a daughter. You like, all right, I can't keep doing this same stuff. Let me just, because you just don't. Because kids make you thought. Well, most of the time, and the same way I got to keep saying this, we know nothing applies, nothing is 100% except death and taxes. But most of the time, these kids will slow your process down. When I had my son, I stopped doing things to get suspended at work. Before, I never cared about suspension. Once I had my son, I couldn't just keep throwing away money and waiting to get it back, in 6 months. That's a bad investment. But, my son, it's like, oh man, you different now. You don't argue, you don't fight the system like you used to. You're right. I got kids now. They don't understand when daddy gets suspended for 3 weeks and they can't do nothing because the money ain't there. But once I say
it's something about those kids that kind of make you respect your 9 to 5 a little bit more.
Yeah, they make you be responsible when you don't
like
when you're
rent.
ready. I said, but once I saved up 3 months, once I saved up enough savings for 3 months to pay my rent, I went back to being that rebel at work. But I still stopped doing the wild street stuff because, like I say, I got little cubs who looking up at me, watching what I'm doing. They watching what I'm doing. I ain't staying out all night. I'm coming home. I'm doing the old man stuff. Lord knows I hate it with a passion, VeggieTales. I hated it. I still hate it. But you know what? My son used to love VeggieTales, and he would not rest until I watched that damn show with him. I got PTSD when I see vegetables now. It ain't even got to be a cartoon. I'm just traumatized about vegetables because of VeggieTales. What you got, sir?
Yeah, SpongeBob kind of did that for me. Like, I can't. Now, the funny part is, like, with my youngest daughter, she's a big fan of, like, Bluey and Puppy Dog Pals. And for some reason, there's something about those two shows. I swear whoever made those shows, like, they smoke weed. Like, I don't care what nobody says. They smoke weed. Because that shit is funny. And it's, like, funny on an adult level. And, like, you just catch yourself, like, just sitting there watching it. Like, why am I watching this? And, like, super entertained at the same time.
And it's crazy, but they make you watch stuff, which is what you're supposed to, because you weren't watching under normal situations, but they change your priorities and focus. Stuff you wouldn't normally do. I say, my wife was singing some theme songs. I'm like, what the hell is that? And she's like, it's this show. Because luckily, I'm working now, so I get to miss a lot of kid shows in the daytime. So I'm gonna keep working just to miss these kid shows. But when you don't have that option, you learn this, because I used to know the VeggieTales tune. I used to be able to sing all of Barney. I hate dinosaurs. I hate them. And it's crazy because my daughter, she loves dinosaurs, but she don't like Barney. She like real dinosaurs. So, we can watch Jurassic Park. Not Barney. Jurassic Park. I love that.
If you got your little grandkid that likes some dinosaurs, you should refer them to this little show called Dinosaur King. I swear it's like super addictive for kids.
What is it? Dinosaur King?
Dinosaur King. Like, I don't know where it came from. It just happened on Netflix one day, and like ever since then, like my youngest kid, she loves that show. Like, we have to limit her Dinosaur King time because it's like 20 seasons, like I don't know how many seasons of it, but it's like 20 episodes per season. Like, she will sit there and watch every last bit of it if you let her.
And this is telling my age, but I recorded on my VCR, I recorded 8 hours of VeggieTales. So like when I didn't want to be bothered, I was just popping the 8-hour tape with my son, because as long as VeggieTales was on, he wouldn't bother me. He didn't want nothing. He would sit there the whole time. So for 8 hours, I could do almost anything I wanted to. He wasn't going to do nothing. He was going to sit there and watch it. And, my wife used to be like, my ex-wife, she's like, how you going to be so quiet? I said, because I popped that tape in. See, he ain't figured out the difference between live TV and a tape. All he knows is he see VeggieTales. So he could be in the middle of pooping. If he hear that VeggieTales song, boom, it's over. Wipe and go. Because it's time. And he would just sit there and watch it. I could go rob a bank and come back. He would still be in that same position, watching VeggieTales. And, it's crazy. I always talk about my son was different. He liked VeggieTales. He loved Janet Jackson's voice. And he used to like Jerry Springer. This is how I'm telling my age. When Jerry Springer came on,
definitely telling your age, but that's a good kid make good decisions.
Yeah, but he would stop what he was doing. He wanted to watch Jerry Springer. And to me, it was the funniest thing going. But Janet Jackson, that's when she was hot back then. Whenever a song of hers came on BET or MTV, he hear Janet, he'd be like, he didn't have to see her. All he had to do was hear her voice. I was like, and that's crazy. Them 3 things would just turn him into a whole different child. I'm like, I learned this and it worked for me. But like I said, this is one of the things where we gotta pay better attention as parents. Learn what your kids like. Stop trying to impose your will on them. Watch them and mentor them. Make sure they're mentally stable. Don't push upon them this idea of perfection. Ain't nothing wrong with a little scar. Ain't nothing wrong with a gap in your teeth. Ain't nothing wrong with short hair. Ain't nothing wrong with long hair. Some of this is subliminally done by parents. Trinity say, she stopped wearing when she was trying to tell the kids about just accepting their natural beauty. That's what made her start going locks. Because I can't preach natural beauty if I'm always doing processing my hair or wearing wigs or weaves or whatever. She said that was part of her journey, because you want them to love who they are. There's nothing wrong as you get older with accentuating things, but you don't want, every time I see a little kid, 6, 7, 10, and they got these mega braids and all that, I feel I'm a little sad. And I hear the parents, oh, that's what she wanted. Where did she get the idea from that she need to have braids to her kneecaps? That's got to be uncomfortable to sleep in with all that shit everywhere. Every time she turn her head, everything. That's just, where did she learn that from? Their hair ain't naturally that long. But, they're watching us. They're watching the little things that we do. They're watching mommy. They're watching what daddy keep looking at. These are the things that we have to pay attention to as parents. What are we doing to our kids? And if they hang around a group who's promoting that theory, we got to pay more attention to let them know, this ain't the way things go. I remember back in my day, again, I'm a little older than y'all. I remember when girls used to stuff their bra because it wasn't cool to be flat chested. I don't know what they do now because I'm way past that. But it looked like we're having another resurgence of these steroid babies, because some of these little girls, they're way too overdeveloped. But, again, I'm looking at some of the clothes they wear and our promotion of it. When my other daughter was in school, I had a problem with these volleyball uniforms. I don't know if y'all ever seen a volleyball game in high school. The outfits that these little girls wearing at volleyball games, oh no.
But people are gonna argue with you that women and girls wear bathing suits, and it should be more about boys and men not being perverts versus what the young girls and ladies are wearing.
And it sounds good. But understand this, and I'm telling you this with pure knowledge. A sexual predator, pedophile event is the national volleyball contest that happens every year. You see more undercover officers there. You see more guys by themselves there, because that's where they come to. It used to be here in Georgia. We used to have conferences about it because all the agencies would send people, because all these guys are looking for these girls with these tight pants on. So you can say we should teach this, but you can't ignore the reality of what's out there. Pedophiles are out there. So why promote to them? If you get trapped in the jungle, if you start bleeding, you won't cover it up. You're gonna say, oh, it's just blood to dry. No, you're gonna stop it, because them lines can smell that. What you got?
I think you need to run that back, because your previous experience in law enforcement, and I was also going to follow up with that question by, does that include gymnastics as well?
Well, and I don't know why the gymnastics ain't as big, but they used to have that volleyball tournament, and it was insane. Like, I worked it 2 years. It's insane the amount of men you see there, and they fucking, excuse my expression, they fit a description. And you got a ton of cops. You got a ton of cops in uniforms. You got a ton of cops who in plain clothes. And it's crazy that you go into the bathroom and you just trying to listen to conversation to see what's going on, to see if you can spot some of these people. But this is what they doing. And when I went to the school, because I'm like, basketball, they pretty much wear the same outfits. But remember, there was one time the boys could wear the baggy shorts, but the girls couldn't. Why girls shorts look different than the boys? It's the same game. So why do the girls have to wear these little coochie cutter shorts to play volleyball? They ain't moving that fast. They need the aerodynamics behind it. This is straight pedophilia. And it sucks. It sucks. But when you get into undercover work, one of the absolute worst things about being a cop, especially doing undercover work. And it took me time to start making the adjustment. To deal with undesirables, you have to train your mindset to be able to think like them, so that you understand. And when you meet one and they say something, you don't show a response. You can't be so despised by what you hear. You gotta act like it's normal and natural. So you learn to do this. And It carries over because you have to think like that, and you can't just cut your mind off at will. And you start seeing things and you realize what you're looking at. And it's like, how you know this? Because I know that look. I've been trained to have that look. That guy is a pedophile.
And it's interesting that you brought up the whole situation about the volleyball, because if I'm not mistaken, I forget what country it was, but I think it was a more Middle Eastern nation during the Olympics that had decided that they weren't going to wear, you know, the stereotype uniforms. And I think they did it with gymnastics as well as volleyball. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, it makes no sense because, and it's more so with gymnastics that most of the girls are not truly developed just because of the way gymnastics is, and they appeal more to the pedophiles because most of them have younger bodies. They're not overly developed, you know, most of them got huge legs, which, you know, makes their butt a little bit bigger. But all them skin tight clothing, you know, and I get it. I get it for gymnastics because even the guys do it. I get it.
I mean, when I was young, I was like, I had a super crush on Dominique Dawes, but at the same time, I was like, we were like the same age, but I digress.
So do I feel like if there's a male that comes to the home, a young lady needs to cover up? I would say yeah. I would say yeah. Until you know who this is, you know, when if I had company, Trina's gonna cover up for me. She may walk around the house with me, whatever. She may not have on no bra or nothing. If she knows that another guy's coming over, no matter who the guy is, she's gonna put on the bra and she's gonna change it to something more appropriate. And it ain't that I don't trust them. It's just that you just get into that habit. Yeah, but if they come to the home, even when you know who somebody is, because you never know who somebody is. You don't know who somebody is until what they say. A man's character is shown when ain't nobody watching. You know, as long as I'm looking, everybody gonna do the right thing. Because I'm sure we've all been surprised by a friend who did something we would have never suspected them of, because they knew we weren't going to approve of, so they just didn't do it in front of us. So why even put it out there? But it's not even with just females, Danny. Dudes should do the same thing. You know, when my daughter brings her friends up, I don't walk around in my boxers. I put on some pants. I put on a shirt. Just because, you know, these little young girls got hormones raging too. I don't want them looking at me, and I don't want none of that. So for me, it's just appropriate, male or female. So I don't differentiate with that. But because statistically speaking, we know that females are more at target than boys. You know, that they coming up now, especially with all this crazy stuff going on. But females are the prime target. And there's no need in going through all this crazy stuff. You know, the reason I used to go to some of the tournaments was just, I would go to my daughter's basketball tournaments, and I couldn't sit back and enjoy the game for what it was, because I had to keep looking around to see who is acting unnatural. Because I'm actually there to protect her. You know, I would try to enjoy the game, you know, and between games, all the girls would come and sit around me, so nobody knew whose dad I was. But, you know, I knew when they felt the more uncomfortable somebody made them feel, the closer they would sit to me. And they'd be like, this is my daddy. So I had, like, you know, at one point I probably had 20 daughters. But yeah, girls are a little bit more susceptible. So yeah, I absolutely. My daughter is 7. And, you know, yeah, you got to put pants on. You got to do this. You got to do that. These are just the things that, because I want to get into that habit. And, you know, we can say we need to teach guys to do better, but the fact that we got to say that statement means that we know that we got to protect our daughters better. So I can't give up my protection because I want a guy to do better. But what if he don't do better? I got to teach my daughter what to do when she run across this guy who don't do better, because there are more of them out there. And we can't keep living in a bubble thinking, you know, don't condemn your daughters. Don't condemn your daughters, but tell them to trust their instincts.
And that really, that really, I feel like we can expound on that conversation on the other side of the hour after the break, because I feel like that there's a kind of a we want it both ways type of thing in that regard from the statement that you just made.
All right, well, we're gonna take a break, then we're gonna expound on the other side of that when we come back from this break. That's the word for.
That's called a teaser in the business.
Oh, okay, that's the teaser. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back and expound on the rest of the story.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes, even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. Number 15?
Never not working.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Head & Shoulders scalp shield, never not working.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember they can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
From novice to aficionado, find yourself.
Then they asked the question about, having the girls cover up if another male comes over, and AB had made a comment about, me saying that we know that it's out there, so we still got to teach our kids better. We can't just sit back and keep saying, oh, the other side got to do better. This starts at home with letting them know what kind of things they need to watch out for, and that we're there still as their protectors. And not to pick on the man while he down, but realistically. And I hear what everybody's saying in hindsight, and I think most of y'all full of shit. But how did R. Kelly get so much freedom with what he was doing? See, for one, I never saw that sex tape. I never saw it. I don't know how I missed it. I guess I wasn't part of the cool crowd.
I'm not gonna front. I seen it. Me and my son's mother seen it. I remember when that tape came out. You could literally go to your most neighborhood gas stations and probably buy that tape.
And I said it's probably how I missed it, because if somebody told me, hey, we got a tape of a guy peeing on somebody, I wouldn't, just that thought alone would have made me not buy it. I don't need to see nobody peeing. But as prevalent as it was back then, how did R. Kelly get to go for so long? See, I never saw it. So people say, oh, we knew this. Well, so you mean to tell me all this time y'all was cool with it? So it's out there, but we ain't gonna talk about it. And it's and this is one of those things where, where people like to fuss at me, and I really don't care. When the post comes out about I'm a black man, I don't bring other black men down, yada, 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 I will tell you now, that's not me. If I see somebody being harmful to our race or our people, I don't care what color they are, but especially if they black, because I'm more concerned about my black people. So if I see you doing something that's destructive to black people, I'm going to call you out. I don't care how you feel about it, but I can't just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing. So all y'all knew this, and y'all was cool with it going on. Now y'all want the parents to be locked up and whatever. But y'all knew this shit was going on too, and y'all was still making him the Pied Piper. So you knew.
And furthermore, you being in law enforcement, people have to also understand that there is a very, 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 very logical reason why a lot of the parents and the people who are complicit are not in jail. It's because they got immunity to testify, which is why R. Kelly is going to jail now.
But a bigger part of the picture is, if we're honest, because everybody want to blame the parents, and I get it, but if we're honest, Ira, how many things did you sneak and do and not tell your parents?
A million things.
And we didn't tell our parents everything. So hell, they might have thought we was at school, we was cutting class. They might have thought we was at home. Hell, some of us have snuck out because we had ground floor rooms. We done snuck out the house and did shit and came back. So, to say that the parents knew all of this is, to me, is that you reaching way too hard. Because at some point, especially we talk about single parents, which is a lot of these girls were, and I'm gonna dog them in about it in a second. But most of these women were single parents. So while they out working, they can't keep up with their daughter. They gotta hope she's doing the right thing. Like our parents hope we were doing the right thing. I can talk about this now. My mom had no clue that I was selling drugs when I was in school. She did not have a clue. I was a straight A student. Straight A. When I told my mom I was going to spend the night over one of my friends' house, guess what she did? Nothing. Remember, now we ain't got cell phones. We ain't got pagers. All I got to do is go to a friend's house and call and say, hey, mom, I made it safe. And boom, she didn't think twice about it. So for the whole weekend, I'm going to Miami with some grown-ass men that get drugs. She don't know nothing about this. So y'all keep acting like parents know everything. But these mothers were working. They weren't sitting home welfare moms. They wasn't just sitting back, whatever. And I ain't saying that none of them knew, but a lot of them didn't know because they wouldn't have known. Like your parents didn't know what you were doing because what do kids learn at an early age? And let's be honest, when we get caught doing something, you know what we learn how to do? We learn how to do it better so we don't get caught. We learn this. This is why we get the extra pillows so we can make it look like we got a body in the bed. This is how we learn how to rewire screens. This is what's a lie? Stop playing. But kids are notoriously smart, and nobody who has a lick of sense is gonna keep getting in trouble by doing the same thing. So they learn to do things to catch us off guard because most of us, we love and trust our kids. We think they're all angels, even though we know better. But you had R. Kelly doing this, and there are lots of other people who were doing it. We didn't say nothing. So if we knew, and we were all out there going to his concert still or buying tickets for our kids to go, then aren't we complicit because we were promoting it?
We knew for 25 years.
Say it again.
So we knew for over 25 years.
Yeah, we were funding his movement.
If you were a preteen in the mid-90s, you knew that R. Kelly was pretty nasty. And not nasty like freaky nasty. You knew if you had a little bit of cable or had a friend who had cable, you seen a grown-ass man walk out on to the BET set and sit down on the couch wearing Mickey Mouse matching shit with Aaliyah. And you knew that wasn't right.
Right, because that's just kind of creepy. But damn, when you think about it, most of the time we see people with matching sets on, it's creepy anyway. Especially, but in one generation, it was normal. So it's like you get caught between and betwixt because some of the things that I see, me and AB can be in the same place and we looking at the same thing. We got two different perspectives because of what we grew up around. And
like the 5'2" girl that's 220.
So I ain't even mess with you no more. So but this is how it works. So when people say, "Oh, they should have knew," how should they have known? Can you honestly tell me how my mama should have known I was a drug dealer? I was going to school, making straight A's. I was smart enough to know. I watched my mama work. I watched my mama hide money. And I told the story. When my mother hid money, I would put some of my drug money with her money. She didn't know. She's like, damn, I ain't know I had this much money over here. Because what do? We always find money and don't recall what we did. So I just can't bite that apple right now. But we as parents, we as aunties and uncles and cousins, we got to do a better job of making sure that we don't raise prey. Then I don't want us to have our girls to be afraid to express themselves, because there's nothing that you can wear that's going to stop a predator. Hell, we look at what's going on with the Catholics who dress in robes and stuff. A predator is going to be a predator regardless of what you wear. So we got to start being more informational on what it is to do, because a dress code ain't going to change a true predator. One of my friends said it best, and I'm sure AB can co-sign this because he's a little bit younger than me. We've been around young girls who looked at us the wrong way. And you know what we did? We walked off. There is no teenager that can make me have sex with her. I can only have sex with a teenager if I want to. So even though they look at us like that, and we know what they're doing, sometimes our daughters will tell us, "Oh, so-and-so think you're cute." I don't even like to hear that, because my mind says that means they think they want something, because that's how kids talk. So,
yeah, I'm talking about my older daughter. Me and her had that conversation, and I've just told her like, "Oh, okay, well, I don't even know that."
Right. It's for the adult male, it's creepy. creepy. You know, don't get it twisted. We ain't no different than women. Every now and then we want to still know we got it. It's cute that a little 15, 16, 17-year-old girl think I'm cute. It's cute. All right, now go on away. It's cute for like, it's cute and maybe like a 0.009 ego boost for all of a millisecond. All right, now go on. You know, because women, if women are honest, the same thing. You know, it's cute when one of these little teenage boys be trying to hit on a grown woman, and they be like, "Well, go on and mind your business." It's a nice little ego boost to know that you still got it for the next group, but they don't want to be bothered with them. We don't want to be bothered with them. So there is no.
Up to like 21 is it's kind of cute, you know, whatever. But like even like 18 to 21 to like 25, it's like, okay, that's cute. And if you decide to engage and be like, well, they are grown, I mean, that's still like a summertime thing. Because guess what? Bills and school supplies and all that shit is due in the fall. So it's time to like cut all that off.
Right. You know, but we, you know, we can't act like it don't exist or that people got to do better, because everybody ain't going to do better. The jails tell us that everybody ain't gonna do better. No matter how you feel about law enforcement and police, the jails tell us everybody ain't gonna do better. The internet tells us everybody ain't gonna do better. Because I'm sure we've seen people, you know, Trina's favorite line is, you know, I like being on Facebook because sometimes when I see people, it makes me not like, when I read what people say, it makes me not like them. It shows you the depravity of humanity, the way some people post. And, you know, like what Iron said, yeah, she's 18, she's legal. Okay, what I mean? Dude, you 50-something years old. You 50. Now, if you're going through your little midlife crisis, you know, I can't knock you because it's legal. But I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna watch you. Because now you're a little shaky. You're a little shaky. I worked in strip clubs. To be a stripper, you only got to be 18. And I made this distinction clear. An 18-year-old stripper is a totally different animal than an 18-year-old school student. Their mindset ain't even the same. Ain't even the same. But at what age do you stop saying that? You know, I had a friend who say, yeah, if she old enough to buy alcohol, she old enough to get it. Okay. Again, everybody got their own different morality things. You know, first I'm looking at, is it legal? And then second, I look at what's creepy to me. And is it creepy because it pushes my moral boundaries, or is it creepy just because it ain't something I ever thought about? Let's see here. I have a younger sister and I don't feel she needs to cover herself up when someone comes to her home. Her home. That's the different thing. Now, it's our job to protect her by being aware of who we're allowing to come to the house. I'm not going to force her to censor herself because someone can't control their hormones. And again, this is you asked me what I thought, and I stick with it. But you know, and realistically, the only people that come to my house are my other kids. I just wanted to be a regular practice because I don't want her to get so comfortable that she just gets into doing it. And that's when you practice something on a regular basis, you don't have to remember doing it under a stressful situation because it's just second nature. And that's just my mindset on that. Because yeah, a predator's gonna be a predator. And I can tell you again, and you know, and this is about being a cop. This is the worst part of being a cop, because I did do undercover stuff. You see a lot of this going on with people who befriend people just so they can get there. You know, when we hear the stories about kids who've been molested, the molester 7 times out of 10 is a family friend. And they use that knowledge to make the child submit. Because if you tell, I'm gonna hurt so-and-so. If you tell, I'm gonna do this. And more importantly, as I'm watching what's going on, and I'm so distracted, I'm so distressed by it. I'm watching not just men, but I'm watching men and women make excuses for R. Kelly. I'm watching men and women make excuses for Bill Cosby. So when we make these excuses, we kind of tell our kids that, hey, you can't make this allegation against somebody we like, and that's what they're here. So it's easier for them to be preyed upon when the predator knows this, because they know how protected we are. I don't have not one friend, not one. And Lord knows I got some good friends. What's going on, Big E? But if my wife told me that one of my friends was trying to hit on her, they gotta go. They gotta go. But again, hopefully I pick my wife right. If she says she got a problem with AB, no matter how cool me and AB are, I gotta keep AB away from my wife. AB was like, hey man, I ain't do that. Hey, and maybe he didn't. Who am I gonna trust more? The dude I work with or the girl I live with? The girl I live with is one who's gotta be comfortable. So if she don't like him or she feels some kind of way, then I wouldn't let AB come to the house. These are the things that we got to pay attention to. But if I'm still singing AB praises, talking about how great he is and how the show won't do this without it, if AB hits on her, and we're going to take my wife out and use my daughter. If AB hits on my daughter, I've been praising him and talking about how great he is, AB going to use that to his advantage because, oh, if you tell your dad, then we're going to stop doing the show on my hurting. And this is how we set our kids to be preyed upon because we say things and don't realize what we're doing. And they hear that, and too many times we've picked the outside party over the child or the family member. And again, friends and family are usually the predator in our midst. So, like, Dan, I get what you're saying, and I wholeheartedly get it. But I need for them just to have a basic mindset, and because no matter what she got on, if that's what he gonna do, whether she got on a teddy, a two-piece, or a tuxedo, if he's a predator, he gonna get through all of that.
But I do feel like yeah, because I was just gonna say that I feel like it's a lot of what people don't understand in this scenario is that as men, you also have to, even if you're not a predator and that's not what you're into and that's not what you do, you don't want to ever put yourself in a position where that's how it appears or how it looks, right? Because it's hell to get away from under that accusation.
And that's what we, and like I say, it's more important that we pay attention to who we hang around and not pump them up so much to our inner circle that they feel like they can't say nothing, because that's what happens. I didn't feel like I could tell you about this because this your friend. I didn't feel we put that barrier up and we don't even realize a lot of times. But when I interview victims and they finally tell, it's like it's the double-edged sword about interviewing a minor with with their parent. Well, if their parent is the one who allowed this to go on unknowingly, they still ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna say nothing because you want me to tell you that Uncle Ray Ray been molesting me when Uncle Ray Ray is my mama's favorite brother. So she's right here. My mama think Uncle Ray Ray don't do no wrong. I can't tell you how I got this STD. I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. You don't remember having sex. It was some boy. Hold on. So you had sex with some boy, you don't know who it is. And you can start seeing the telltale signs, but the victim protector is right there with the victim, and the predator protector is right there with the victim. And we don't understand this because there's a level of comfort. It's a level of comfort that we don't realize that we're giving off. And that's one of those things, and it's a fine line, but we have to be more careful about who we allow into our circle. We also have to be more careful about whose praises we sing, especially to our prey. We gotta be careful. And it sucks. It's like I said before, when I had to do this undercover and I had to adjust my mindset, I started to see a lot more of it. And even on Facebook, which is why I had logged off for a couple of weeks, when I started people trying to defend what R. Kelly did, well, you know who you defend mostly? One, you defend people who you trust, or you defend people who think like you think. So, it's the girl, it's you blaming everybody but him. And let's move beyond the sex. Let's look at all the other things that he did. The separating them from family, the locking them up, to making them have sex with other people. See, there's a reason that some of these girls didn't feel comfortable with going back home or trying hard because they felt a certain way, because some of this, oh man, you got a chance to do this. I'm gonna use AB, like I said, because he ain't sensitive. But let's just say AB get a chance to CBS call him and say, hey man, we want you to do this. But shit, AB a grown ass man. CBS called him to help produce a show. What you gonna say, AB?
How much?
You know, but he finna leave. You know, hey, Roy's my boy. My JBN is on the move, but CBS pay a whole lot more than my JBN. But now, when AB get ready to go, and he meet this female producer, and they don't offer him 6 figures, and him being receptive to her being a little too touchy feeling, AB weighing options. And initially, AB don't even realize he being victimized. AB thinking about that money portion. And that's what happened with a lot of people.
One thing I learned a long time ago, and it's a very important lesson that everybody should learn. And it was from back in the 80s from the WWF. His name was Ted the $1 Million Man DiBiase. And he told us everybody has a price.
Everybody. And I tell people, I can't be bought, but I can be rented. And this is the thing, that when we promote predatory behavior, we don't realize we're doing that a lot of times, but we do. And our kids see this, our fellas, our women see this. And this is what I want to say, since AB took me there. So fellas, blame this on AB. I watched the special. I looked at everything that was going on, and I had one basic question. Where were all these dads at? All these effing kings and warriors who ain't gonna let nothing happen to their family? Because you can't tell me that your daughter is at risk and all y'all ain't got time to go find your daughter. When they was talking about that, you know, Kelly was in that studio and the police couldn't get a warrant, you mean to tell me with all y'all thugs, all y'all street dudes, y'all couldn't get together to go get y'all kids? And again, I want y'all to pay close attention to this. This is why I love black women, and I always will. On that R. Kelly special, who do we see? We saw black mothers fighting to get their girls back. How many dudes did we see on there? How many fathers did we see on there? Anybody? I remember seeing one.
I was gonna say maybe 1 or 2, and even the one of them, he was kind of sketchy. Remember, like when he was like kind of standing across the street, it looked more like he was holding his wife back from going over there than it was like him willing to go over there on his own.
But we swear with these protectors, we gonna do anything about that. Oh, you know, my face. Oh, I'll go to jail for mine. No, you won't. You talking a good game. I'm watching this, and I ain't, because I got in trouble for getting loud. But even when we go back to George Floyd, who started the whole George Floyd thing? Wasn't that a girl who started the filming? Why you see all these guys in the background saying, "Get up off him, get." Why you watching the man die in front of you and you can't do nothing? But this little girl right there, and y'all can't do nothing. I'm starting to think most of y'all are cowards.
I'm so glad you said that. I feel like a lot these days that cancel culture is really kind of a mask for really coward culture, because it's like a lot of the things that we complain about, nobody is really willing to step in front of the gun, but everybody wants to get behind it and line up behind the triggers.
But what sucks is somebody is standing in front of the gun, but it's normally black women. They've been fighting for us for ages. When do we fight for them? And I look at what's going on right now. Every time I see Breonna Taylor's picture, it's on a female's profile. Black men don't bring up, oh, George Floyd. Breonna Taylor was a much more horrific event. George Floyd was just tape. But if we're being honest, George Floyd wasn't a choir boy, but his was tape. But what happened to Breonna Taylor was insane. We should still be, and I don't preach violence, but we should still be burning shit down about Breonna Taylor. We shouldn't go 2-3 days without mentioning her name. Yes, sir.
Oh, I was saying Sandra Bland too.
But we don't stand up for our women like they stand up for the men. And I'm looking at, when I started off telling you about the lady who was talking about, oh, if you don't have a husband and kids, you ain't this, you ain't that. And a lady said it so eloquent. So she say, Harriet Tubman would have left you behind. So in your world, Harriet Tubman ain't a real woman. And look at who realistically are the active heroes, the action heroes. I ain't knocking Malcolm. I ain't knocking Martin. They talked a lot. When there's time for action, Who is it that we have notoriously been led by? It's a woman. It's a woman. It's a woman. And we ride this wave, but when women need us, we find ways to blame them. Oh, well, you shouldn't have been there. Oh, well, you shouldn't have did this. Oh, well, you shouldn't have done that. Where did that mindset come from? And this is for the fellas. This is for the fellas, because I look at y'all and you make me wonder. Because you can't tell me that my daughter is locked up in a building with a guy who I think is molesting her. He won't let the police in, and I'm gonna stand behind my wife with a bullhorn. Let her go, let her go. Player. See, I'm old school. I remember when Jimmy Carter was the president and they had them hostages. And the consensus was, Jimmy Carter, do something. Even if you bring back dead bodies, go get our people back. So if I gotta do some crazy shit to get my daughter out of that situation, we can burn this damn building down. Y'all gonna come out. I'm not gonna just be sitting out there behind my wife. Oh, baby, I'll be back. Let me go get some food and put some gas in the car so we can run the heat all night. And I'm noticing that the men ain't stepping up. But we love to talk about, I hate this. We love to talk about we warriors and kings and we'll fight fouls. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. History shows that we won't. History shows that when it's time to fight for what's ours, for what we're supposed to protect, we're not even good negotiators. Baby, just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. But when we down, we want them to stand behind us and support us through all kind of foolishness. But when they need us, well, hey man, he makes some good music.
And again, I think it has a lot to do with, like I said, the coward culture, and I don't think that's just directly, an indictment of men only as far as the coward culture is concerned, being clear. However, I do feel like that there is a very subtle narrative where a lot of the reason where you may see a lot of the women on the forefront is because it just may be that a lot of people think, well, the police won't do to them what they'll do to us. But again, coward culture, but still kind of like they wouldn't think that violent resistance or retaliation would be in order for the Black women as it would be the men. That's just my observation from what I see.
But if you bought that life, you bought that life. And if your job is
everybody's about that life until you face some 25.
Right. Well, like Mike Tyson said, everybody want to fight till they get hit.
Exactly. But everybody want to be a gangster or a killer until it's time to do gangster shit. And when it's time to go to jail for said gangster shit.
Right. But we don't mind our women going to jail. And I'm talking to you, T.I. I'm talking to you, Ralph David Abernathy. You put your woman on Front Street. Even if she had done it, I'm offended by that. And let's just say in this relationship, I am the primary breadwinner. So technically I shouldn't go to jail because I pay the bulk of the bills, but that's still BS. If the police stopped us and Trina did something, if it's something in the car, I'm taking that. Why would I let her go to jail? I frown upon any man who blames something on a woman. T.I. Abernathy, I'm talking to you. But we not that. But 10 to 20 for mine. No, you won't even do 20 minutes because you're punk. And Danny says all enough is because most of the men are worried about. Most of the men, all enough is because they're worried about appearing to be less of a man to their peers. And and this is where you got to change your circle. This is where you got to change your group. It's cool to be with like-minded people and understand this. Everybody ain't gonna be a warrior, and I'm good with that. Surround yourself with people who will do shit, because somebody needs to be the thinker. But you don't. When it's time to act, you don't need 20 thinkers. You need somebody who will go out there and stand. And at some point, you got stand for something or fall for everything. Because once I know that you ain't gonna do shit, you become a perennial prey. Because all I gotta do is come to you, I'm gonna walk right over you because you're scared. And you know, when I was saying with my job, when I depended on the money,
mean war. I said multiple kings mean war.
Right. You know, when once I got my finances together and I could take a suspension, people who worked at my job, they would tell you, Bill was hell. He didn't care nothing about a suspension, but I had my finances in order that would let me go out and step out. If y'all gonna suspend me for this, so be it, because I know I'm gonna get my money back, and I got enough saved up that I can weather this storm. Because, you know, it takes money to be a warrior. It takes heart to be a warrior. But if you worried about every little thing, oh, you know, first I'm gonna kill for my kids. Oh, unless it's time for rent, then I gotta work because I don't want them to get put out. Well, that means you living from paycheck to paycheck. See, I ain't bragging, but if I need to go to jail, if I had to go to jail right now, my mortgage is gonna be paid for at least 6 months, so I could ride this storm out.
So, again, it's coward culture. That's what it is, you know. Everybody wants to be on one extreme, but never acknowledge the other extreme of where things can go. Everybody wants to be a killer, but don't nobody want to really die.
Don't nobody want to really kill. They want to get their hands dirty.
Right.
And you know, and that's the sad part. If we believe what you're saying, then why do we put our women out front? Because, as you say, we seen what they did to Sandra Bland. We seen what they did to Breonna Taylor. So, dead is dead. A woman's death ain't no less than ours. So, but why is it the women always got to stand up for us? You know, that movie that y'all know that I hate, that y'all screamed about, the whole Wakanda thing. Everybody like, why you didn't enjoy them? I said, because in that movie, all I saw was a bunch of women fighting for men. That's what I saw. I couldn't get past that because that's all I saw. The women were warriors, while the men sat up here. The man who's supposed to be a great warrior, he lost the fight. He came back with friends. See, I get it, but it's coward. If I beat AB fair and square, then why he going to get some other people to come back and get me? I beat him fair and square. I didn't cheat to win the fight. But the whole fight thing is these women fighting. I know it was just a movie. And I could have went for that, but y'all kept telling me how empowered I should feel by this movie. But all the subplots that I saw, and did you see Black Panther, Iron? Did you see the movie?
I did.
So let me just ask you a quick question. In the movie that you saw, because I watched mine bootleg, did the movie not start off with a black man leaving his kid behind in the hood?
Oh, yeah.
And so, because I watch movies, I got lost right there. It's like, damn, that's a serious stereotype. He left his child. So I'm supposed to enjoy the rest of this movie? And then y'all tell me it's an all-black cast, and I start seeing these white people. Well, shit, maybe it's my fire stick. Maybe they just look white. And then somewhere near the end of the movie, they gave everything to this white dude. So tell me one more time what I'm supposed to be proud of. They left the little boy alone. They gave everything to the white man. The women are fighting for the men. Tell me what it was I was supposed to be proud of about that. Tell me, I didn't get it. It wasn't a superhero movie. It was a movie where hey, how you look at the movie is fine. But everything I saw was negative to black people from my perspective. Because I watched the movie. Did he not lose the fight fair and square to whatever the other guy's name was? Michael Jordan? Didn't he lose the fight fair and square? He didn't cheat.
Yeah.
So what happened? So now we're teaching people that if you lose by the rules, go cheat. But this is the movie that's supposed to bring us together. I'm supposed to leave my child in the hood while I go off and do whatever to let women fight for me. And I you know, and people say, "Oh, you looking too deep." No, I looked at what they showed me. I'm not getting what y'all saw.
Yeah, this wasn't fucking Shakespeare or anything. Like this was a comic book movie. It wasn't that deep.
But because I'm a comic book guy, the comics ain't like that. Because in the comics, Panther's a hell of a fighter. So how did he lose to a commoner? Because in the comics, he's a great fighter.
But then he bring you old nerds and argue about this one day.
But you know, hey, so like I said, I tried to enjoy the movie for what it was, But what other character have we seen that with? What other character have we seen that level of them going back to make us look bad? Luke Cage? Nope. Black Falcon? Nope.
Yeah, I would have argued with you about Luke Cage, but he ain't even like black girls.
Which is realistic, huh? And like I said, right, and it's crazy. You know, people tell us who we supposed to like simply because they're black. How much time I got for y'all? Get me in trouble. Okay, 7:30. But I feel the same way about most of not Denzel, was Spike Lee movies. Spike Lee movies. I watch Selma. I don't care nothing about Spike Lee. I watched Selma. Why did he feel the need? Why did they feel the need to talk about Martin's affair in that movie? What purpose did that serve bringing it up?
You know, to be honest, I don't feel like he wrote that into the movie. I feel like that was, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up one day so I can be accurate though. I'm gonna keep my mouth closed.
He co-signed it. But what relevance did that serve to the movie about Selma? What did it have to do with the civil rights movement?
Yeah, because they loosely tried to do the same thing with Malcolm X as well.
And who wrote Malcolm X?
I get it.
That's all I'm saying. There's a pattern. There's a pattern where he tries to do something good, but he slips some slick shit in.
I mean, I want to argue with you, but then on the other hand, like that is kind of a Spike Lee niche to like slip some kind of, you know what I'm saying, backhanded type of thing in. But I also think that's the New Yorker in him as well.
And I'm okay with that. But why do you have to slick try to bring one of us down? Do the shit Stan Lee do where he come in and make a cameo, but his is just a cameo. He ain't trying to pump somebody up while kicking them in their ankles at the same time. But I've always felt like that about Spike Lee movies. I think it's one I liked. I can't remember the name of it, but I didn't like Malcolm X because you can't read the book, then watch the movie. Watch the movie first if you ain't, then read the book. Because if you read the book, the movie makes no sense. I'm not a big fan of the other guy who is always in drag. But you can't tell me I gotta like somebody because we got the same skin color. If I don't see what it is they're doing to promote positivity,
all skin folk ain't kin folk.
Exactly. And you know, when people telling you stuff, you got to look at what's the ulterior motive. I'm getting y'all in here to do all this. Oh, we got to support this movie. Why? He taking a backhanded slap. And don't get me wrong, Malcolm wasn't perfect, Martin wasn't perfect. But why do we feel the need to put that out there? There are very few people who are perfect. So do we need to throw subtle reminders in there that they slip from time to time? Do we need that? I just don't get it. But that's one of the things where we set ourselves up so we can say, oh yeah, see, oh, he was human too. Well, who do we think ain't human? But does that mean we feel the need to bring up all the bad stuff they did? While we at my ceremony and everybody, oh yeah, D's done this, he's done this, yada yada yada. He was a great dude. But let's not forget about the time he was a womanizer and he wasn't shit out of the. Who does that? Who does that? Why? I watch other movies. I don't see them backhanded compliments. Oh, I don't see them what about moments. Oh, don't forget that he cheated too. One of my favorite shows used to be it was about, what was it? It was about Bible stories, stuff they don't tell you that's written, but they don't publish it. And y'all know I ain't religious, but I used to like this because I used to tell everybody to watch it. And it was like, why don't they tell you about Jesus' upbringing? There are things that are written. What's going on, Ebony? There are things that are written. Jesus was a bully. It's there. Untold Stories of the Bible. It tells you that Eve wasn't the first woman. It's written. It's written. Who was Lilith? Lilith was the first woman. And don't get mad at me, Danny. Don't get me in no trouble, AB. But Lilith, it appears, was a black woman. because she wasn't just following along just to be following along. She wanted to be in charge too. But we don't speak about that. But it's written. It's written. But that ain't the part they wanted us to know about. So when we're doing stuff, we gotta look at what we're doing and what we're trying to promote. Now, I don't mind, as y'all know now, I will tell you my shortcomings, because I do feel like when you can acknowledge who you are and the things you've done wrong, you can start the process of begin to be a better person. As long as you're in denial, you ain't gonna never get to that process. You know, my first divorce was my fault. I didn't have to do nothing I did. I could have just filed for divorce and I knew I didn't want to be there. But I didn't want to be a quitter. I prefer to be miserable until she filed for the divorce. How dumb. But I didn't know what I know now. So I could sit back and blame her for the divorce, or I could sit back as the king I claim to be and accept that, hey, I made mistakes. One, I shouldn't have married who I married, but two, I could have started this whole process without doing some of the backhanded shit. I got to look at me, because I can't tell people to follow me if all I'm saying is I'm always right, and these other people are what's wrong. Well, and again, I'm gonna use AB because we cool. If I invite AB to my house and AB turned out to be a predator, it ain't AB fault that he is who he is. It's DVP fault for not vetting AB correctly enough to know who he was. Oh, I didn't know. Well, how much did you really try to find out? We smoked, we drank, so automatically that means we cool. You know, when I used to work undercover, it used to always be funny to me when people would talk about cops. Yeah, man, you know, I got shit. I can spot an undercover cop a mile away. And I'm thinking, so the one who's sitting right next to you, you can't spot him, but if I was a mile off, you could tell, yeah, man, you know, them undercover cops, they all got this thing about themselves. You can tell this, you can tell that. For real? Yeah, just look for these things. That's how you can tell. I used to think, yeah, like, and I used to always think that was funny, because they'll be right there telling me how you can spot an undercover cop. To me, it was just hilarious shit, because here I am, bro, I'm right in your face.
Like, dude, like, I remember, like, when I used to, like, this was probably like 15, 16 years ago, I was working at Walmart, and I knew a lot of people who, like, were the loss prevention, because, you know, I'm working overnight at the store. And it would be amazing just watching customers walk in, you know, who probably had intent of stealing, and they would talk about how you could just spot the APs or you could spot the LPs. No, you can't, because he's standing behind you.
Right. Watching you watch them, it's right. Blending in. And, you know, it's like when people say, oh, yeah, I'm from the streets. I know this. Can't nobody run game with me. No, what you know is what you know. Because true gamers, true predators. And I ain't never had a problem admitting this, that I was a predator. True people who are true to what they do have patience. So you ain't gonna see it immediately. They can wait you out, which is how people get in bad relationships, because people can wait them out. And I'm gonna use Danny now, because Danny, my girl, and she been interacting. If Danny will do what I tell most women not to do. Don't tell me what you don't want in a man, because all you're doing is telling me what script to play. So if Danny telling me all these things, and Danny say, yeah, you know, I want a man who want me for my mind and not for my body, and I'm hearing all this, I want to sleep with Danny. But I know I can't say nothing. So I'm going to wait Danny out. All while I'm sleeping around on the side. But Danny sees me as being patient, because she done told me what role to play. Yeah, the guys are always usually trying to hit on me. I'm going to be a perfect gentleman. I could wait for Danny 6, 9, 12 months. And she's like, yeah, well, I think this is what I want to do. So if this is what I want to do, I'm going to play the game. I'm like, you know, Danny, I'm really feeling you. You know, we should go check out some rings, because now I know I need to get in her head. I got patience. I got other women on the side I'm seeing. She don't know nothing about this, because I'm a gamer. I'm going to take Danny to K Jewelry. We're going to look at some rings. So Danny see what she want to see, because she's told me she don't want a guy who just want her for her body. I just want her for a body, but I'm patient.
She got to go to the sales.
Huh?
No, I was being...
Oh, so I'm patient. So I'm going to wait this out. And then when she give me what I want, I'm going to go. But in the meantime, I've been running a whole side hustle everywhere else. And this is what people fail to see, because they think that every predator or every hustler is a minute hustler. There are people who who will spend time to get into your world. You got to start filtering shit out. Well, I don't just look at people, and I see the good in everybody, and that's cute. I don't see nothing in nobody. I let them show me who they are. I try to let them know, what brings out my violent streak so they don't do shit. But I'm going to see who you are. And I got friends. I got real friends who have never known where I stayed. Real friends. If they asked me for $1,000, I would give it to them. But they don't know where I stay. Because my back cave it's special for me. I don't want anybody in my back cave. Even when I was predatory toward women, I would get a hotel room. I didn't want people in my space. This is a super protected space, because once you get here, that means I'm letting my guard down. I don't want to just let my guard down because you cool or because you cute or because you got a nice body. I need a little bit more. And it's like, one of the things that I preach about is one of the easiest ways to know if you got the right woman or right partner is when y'all have that big ass fight and both of y'all can walk away and y'all choose not to. You don't know why you choose not to. Y'all just don't take the easy route. You're willing to fight. So now that I've seen you at your worst, when you get your shit and go on, you don't.
That is the worst.
That's a clue, though. What you say, Avery?
So that's the worst.
What's the worst?
When that happens.
When you get to that point. But
yeah, that sucks.
But see, for me, it's one of them things you need, because you need to have a point where you can go, where you can take a left legitimately, and you choose not to, because now you're deciding to fight through this. Now you both are deciding this. So that tells me you ain't just in it for the good times or the sex. You willing to put up with some shit. So now if we have, because at some point in the future, we ain't going to get along. But now I know that just because we don't get along, we ain't going to just run off. We understand that this is a process, a learning process. And this is how I pick some of my friends. I need to see how they are under stress, because stress will tell you who people really are. When everything going good, they say money don't buy friends. And I can tell you now, that's a lie. Money will buy the truest of friends. When you got money, people will lie for you. People will tell lies for you when you got money. When you broke,
people will go to jail for you if you
when you got money. Money will buy you the truest of friends. Money will buy you the truest of love. Because when you got money, I don't care what it's still fake. Whatever, it's fake real, because they gonna stand by your side as long as you got that money. When that money go, they gone. So
that's right. Barry Bonds had a whole white dude that went to jail for him for about 10 years.
And ain't that how the mafia operated for the longest?
Yep.
They bought loyalty. Everybody got a price. And this is one of them things though, when you're in a relationship and you have those, for me it's 3. When you have those 3 big fights and both of y'all still choose to be miserable together, that's a sign. That's a sign. Because you ain't
That's what marriage is about. That's what marriage is about. Who do you want to be miserable with for the rest of your life?
Right, and that's how you get to that, because it ain't gonna always be cake and ice cream. There gonna be some times where y'all really don't like each other. There gonna be them times, and the same effort you should put forth in defining that. What's up, Ginger? Is the same effort, and we just talking about miserable during the fight portion, not in a relationship, because you miserable while y'all fighting. Nobody. If you fighting happy, then that's a whole nother flag. Run like hell. That means that person just loves drama. But
I think people also get misconstrued what we mean by saying being miserable together. What we're talking about is more along the lines of, look, relationships aren't these old goofy ass Facebook memes and Instagram memes that you guys post. Well, let's take trips and have sex in exotic places, this, that, and the third. Sometimes you ain't gonna be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just gonna be what it is. Sometimes you're gonna be both bored, sitting on the bed together, watching TV. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're not living your best life. It means you're living the best life for you right now. You would rather do nothing else but spend time with this person, no matter what you're doing. Even if we're she could be sitting on the toilet and you could be washing your hands.
But it's a momentary thing. It's gonna pass.
Right.
It's gonna pass.
Yeah, it's gonna pass.
And But no, and that's what, we don't like the word, but yeah, you having a moment, a down moment where everything ain't cake and ice cream. When you can get through those moments and you realize that they okay, you know, and I tell everybody, how do you know when you got it right? When y'all can lay around and do nothing, that's a green light. Because if I gotta always entertain you, I gotta always be doing this. See, I can't keep that up. That's expensive and it's tiring. But
and now I'm your court gesture. I'm not your partner. I'm your entertainer.
I'm your entertainment.
That's not what I'm here for. I mean, I'm good at it, but that's not all I'm here to do.
Yeah, but there are times that we lay in the bed, we've laid in the bed 6, 7 hours, no TV. And we've laid in the bed and watched trash TV because we like to watch trash TV once a quarter, and we just laugh at shit. But we ain't doing nothing, and not to give y'all too much insight, but when you just lay in the bed all day, you don't brush your teeth, you get up to go to the bathroom, and that's it. You don't feel the need to baby, you ain't got to get up and put on makeup and lipstick or comb your hair. Just lay in that bed on my chest, and we just sitting here chilling. Those are green flag kind of moments. And you don't do the same thing with your friends, but you need to know that this person that you let into your circle, not into your bed, in your circle, has gained that same level of trust. Like I said, I can use AB. We work together, but we've never met. I think he cool. I think he think I'm cool. But that don't mean we finna go somewhere together and I'm just gonna jump in his circle and meet his kids and all of a sudden I'm the uncle or he finna meet my kids. And I tell people, it ain't that I don't like him. I just don't know him like that. Hell, we may meet each other and everything click and we may get to that point, but don't nobody come in. Oh yeah, he cool. This Uncle AB. Nah, hey, this dude I work with, we just chilling, we going to play pool together, we know a little bit about each other, and that's it. All your friends ain't got to keep being your aces for life. But you
and everything doesn't have to be a big ass party either. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the same way with my friends. Like, if I could come over your house and just watch a boxing match, and we don't need 37 people over there. It could just be me and you drinking a couple beers, watching boxing. That's cool. Like I want to do that with my friends. I don't want to just let's go to Benihana's and let's go here, let's go to Africa together and swing some caves and shit. I don't want to do all that. Like I have to like be your sugar daddy at the same time. No.
And see, he just gave a perfect example. When you have these friends over to your house, your friends are the ones who stay and help you clean up before they leave. Or even if they leave early, they do something, they empty some trash for you, they pick. That's how you know you got good people in your midst. Because, I ain't staying for the whole thing, but let me clean off a couple of tables or put some shit in the dishwasher for them before I leave. Just show my appreciation and gratitude. See, that's a subliminal sign that, hey, this person got potential to go beyond associate to being called friend because they doing something that they don't have to do, but it's courteous. When you got friends who come over and they bring stuff or they call you, hey, y'all need any ice, y'all need sodas, because yeah, I done paid for the boxing match. I ain't charged nobody to come do it, so why not bring something? And we all know people who are great hosts. They got everything. That still don't mean you can't bring something or help clean up. But we seen them parties where once the fight over with, everybody dip out with a brew in hand. They might even have a plate, but they ain't help clean nothing up. Oh man, I had a great time, man. Let me know. And they dipping. One of my clients, he called me one day. He's like, man, he said, dude, he said, you my only friend. I said, why you say that? He said, you the only one who mess with me when I ain't spending a bunch of money. I said, dude, I mean, for real, you pay me to be around you. I said, but what I tell you before, you pay your friends to be around you. You've had me be your bodyguard while you go flex. You got $10,000. You invite some of your friends to the club. And even though you got all the money, I'm watching you. They never buy a round of drinks. Everybody depend on you to pay for everything. And you okay with that. So when you ain't have no money and you asking them, they don't want to do that. I said, but you pick them. You let them know that they ain't got to spend no money. I don't have friends like that. We ain't all on the same financial level, but let's just say again, me, AB, and Roy go hang out. We're going to say that right now, I'm the primary breadwinner. Then we're going to say Roy makes on, then we're going to put AB at the lower end because he's the youngest. Well, that ain't got nothing to do when we buy rounds. I buy a round, Roy buy a round, AB buy a round. If you can't afford to hang out, don't do it. Now I got a friend who's like, hey man, I ain't got no money. He be like, dude, don't worry about it. I just want to hang out. Then bam, what's up, Ari? but we know what's going on. But when you got people who just hang around you, when you got money just to mooch off you, and you keep allowing that, that's you. You've accepted the role of permanent prey. You're paying for shit. I ain't knocking it because that's the only way some people don't have friends. Just know where you fit into the equation.
Know your role.
And no, but we just got to do a better job of that, so that we don't pass that prey mentality on to the next generation. We don't shame them for being different, whether they thick, whether they small, whether they light skinned, whether they dark skinned, whether they got a beard, whether they ain't got a beard, whatever. Everybody's different, and we got to accept that. And there's no definition of a real man other than biology. What make him not be a real man? Iron don't open doors. So that just means he ain't a gentleman. It don't mean he ain't a real man. Oh, he hit women. Okay, men hit women. We know this. We've seen it in court TV. They get locked up as well, males. So quit saying these crazy things just to try to promote your own narrative. Say the guy that you want to be with doesn't do this. You know, there are certain things that if I want to be with a woman, there are certain things that don't work for me. It don't mean she ain't a real woman. It just means she ain't the woman for me. Life is just that simple. She ain't for me. Even if, as Iron said, if she 5'11" and 210, she probably still ain't for me, because I'm still 5'11" and 185. So, you know, I just want to say that I got my little thing that we got to get ready to go. So I'm gonna close out saying this is Random Thoughts with DVP. I enjoyed y'all. Dan, I'm gonna reach out to you because I think we need to do a show. I think we were supposed to do one a long time ago. But I'm gonna talk to you about that. Well, I'll see y'all next week. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Y'all know what the deal is. If it's something y'all want to talk about or want me to address, shoot me an inbox, shoot me a message, and I'll do some research and have some guests on here. I'm gonna do a follow-up to the insurance show because I need to talk to y'all about renter's insurance too. And it was something I forgot to talk about last show. There's no.
I think it was your. Hate to interrupt. I think it was your nephew you said, or your cousin. I just posted the link for his website.
The photographer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's my nephew.
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, with that being said, I enjoyed it. It's been a good little 2 hours. I will see y'all in 6 days and 22 hours or some change. Until then, y'all know what it is. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And I want to thank my man, AB. He on point when he be keeping up with me and got all the little slides to do what he do. Dan, I'm going to reach out to you. It's probably going to be tomorrow. I'm going to shoot your inbox tonight, but we'll probably talk tomorrow, okay, if that's all right with you. But until then, to my man, AB, be good, bro. Who the Steelers play this week?
They play Denver, and they're probably going to lose, but I doubt I will be watching it because me and the oldest daughter have track training officially on Sunday, and I will be getting back from Miami probably tomorrow afternoon.
He going to Miami. That make him a drug dealer.
No, I'm here already. We're actually doing the minority baseball all-star game.
Okay, that's what's up. Is it gonna be shown on my JBN?
Yes, it is on right now, actually. So if anybody wants to spend the next little 30 minutes before Grumpy Old Nerds comes on, go mosey on over to the BCSN portion of the JBN network, the Jericho Broadcasting Network, and you will hear Mr. Jamie Walker. And I'm having a brain fart. I'm doing a whole lot of things at the same time because I've been producing a game before then. But we have two incredible hosts that are calling the game right now for this All-Star game. And they are currently in the, looks like the fourth inning. So, and these are high school kids, some of the best minority players in the nation. We've watched Manny Ramirez's son. We've watched
put the link in right quick.
Definitely will. And as soon as we cut out of here, I'll make sure I put the link into the comments.
All right, so y'all know what it is. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. Until next week. Holla.